Saying that is raising concerns from fans, and pretty much people is demanding answers from none other than WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelberg. Let me pull up this picture right here, guys, because this one right here is crazy, bro. I mean, just crazy.
The WNBA must have thought no one would notice the footage of Caitlin Clark being blatantly shoved to the ground by Ryan Howard. Can you believe that? As Clark tried to get back up, Howard physically blocked her, acting like a bodyguard determined to keep her down. Meanwhile, the referee just stood there, seemingly watching an entirely different game. And somehow, the officials didn't call a foul. Unreal. And this isn't even the only questionable moment from that game.
Clark gets pushed around, thrown to the floor during games, and teammates are standing there, just looking, not doing anything. Sophie Cunningham will do something. While other players get a microphone put in front of them, doing their media interviews, while they regurgitate the same nonsense, the same word salad that Stephanie White lies says, Sophie Cunningham will say.
But here's the kicker. That wasn't even the only time it happened in that game, not by a long shot. Caitlin Clark was pushed, shoved, held back, and jostled so often, you'd think she was trying out for an NFL offensive line. Sure, she eventually got a few calls her way, maybe the refs finally realized the cameras were rolling. But for every whistle, there were 3 more obvious hacks, holds, and shoves that got ignored. It's become a pattern, and the league seems perfectly fine with letting—
This is the picture right here that has went viral. Yeah, this is the storybook of Caitlin Clark's season, bro. That's just all I can say. Look at this. Somebody said this shot from the Fever versus the Fever versus Dream game. Look at Caitlin's face as she passes the ball. She's literally on her knees. Somebody's hovering over her back. Somebody said it's 1 in 15 missed foul calls. This is ridiculous. And this right here shows you that the WNBA referees has a hidden agenda against Caitlin, bro. It's just simple as that.
Opposing teams seem to relish making contact with Caitlin Clark, and they know exactly what they're doing. They figured out that refs are hesitant to call fouls when it comes to Clark. But why is that? Is it because she's the new face of the league, or is it jealousy over the unprecedented attention she's brought to women's basketball?
So, the big way they were able to neutralize Caitlin Clark, and I think it was almost an issue with Stephanie White as much as anything, is they were manhandling her. They were manhandling Caitlin Clark early in that game. Like, they had 2 hands on her. They were fully getting into the we are grabbing her and we don't really care. Like, that was their goal. Their goal was they were out there to maul Caitlin Clark. They had they had absolutely no intention of doing anything other than mauling Caitlin.
It's ridiculous. Players are going out of their way to play rough with Caitlin Clark, and the numbers back it up. She's been on the receiving end of 17% of all flagrant fouls in the entire WNBA. That's not just a stat, it's a statement. 1 out of every 6 flagrant fouls in the league has been committed against a single player. And while she's taking all that punishment, she's still out there breaking records and—
It's a perspective dancing, bro. Like, this is not real. Like, this, well, it is real, but it shouldn't be real. Somebody said ref was just staring. And Kelsey Mitchell in the background was just standing there. I mean, just staring. Wow, bro. Somebody said these refs not serious.
The Chicago Sky have been responsible for a staggering 80% of the flagrant fouls committed against Caitlin Clark. 4 out of 5 times she's been hit with a flagrant, it's been Chicago doing the dirty work. But here's the real issue: the refs kept letting it go in real time. These weren't called flagrant during the game. They were only upgraded after the fact. That's not just oversight, that's a failure to protect one of the league's biggest stars when it—
They were not out there to play legit defense. They were there to maul Caitlin Clark as much as they possibly could. And realistically, it worked. It worked. Like, it wasn't even like a lot of the stuff was a couple of off-ball fouls, but there were quite a few, there were quite a few situations where it was from behind. So you saw pictures like this. They literally had 2 hands on the back of Caitlin Clark's jersey. So if anytime Caitlin tried to move, it was 2 hands on her back. She couldn't move off the ball. She was being hacked off the ball, and the referees allow contact with guards off the ball, which they shouldn't.
If you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe because we need to talk about what Caitlin Clark has been dealing with all season. She's been getting absolutely hammered out there. In her own words, players are getting away with things against her that they wouldn't dare try on anyone else. The level of physical play she's facing goes far beyond what most superstars endure. The league seems to have this twisted idea that being the face of women's basketball means you're supposed to take the hits, smile through it, and keep selling tickets. They want Clark to be the cash cow, but they're perfectly fine with her getting roughed up night after night. I think everybody is physical with me. They get away with things that probably other people don't get away with, Clark said. And she's absolutely right. The double standard is so blatant. It insults everyone's intelligence.
The Indiana Fever won by 17 points last night. 17. And this is how they played defense against Caitlin Clark all night. Jordan Canada, career game. Over 30 points. She had 6 made threes in the first half. She played defense like this on Caitlin Clark all night, despite the fact that Caitlin Clark played limited minutes. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, and helping lead her team to a 17-point win. This is how they played defense on her all night.
Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White has finally had enough, and she's calling out the officiating as egregious. The level of disrespect toward Caitlin Clark and the team has been unbelievable. White says she's been forced to watch her star player get pummeled while the refs stand by like they're watching a completely different sport. Even veteran players like Sophie Cunningham have spoken up about the bias. After getting ejected for defending Clark, Cunningham openly criticized the referees for their season-long failure to protect the league's biggest star. It's gotten so bad that Clark's own teammates are getting thrown out of games just for standing up for her.
Look at this.
You gotta be kidding me!
Like, what are we doing here? I tell y'all all the time. Every time people play the Indiana Fever, they do too much. Bree Jones almost took out like 3 people that game. Matter of fact, let's watch it again. Watch the flop. And I bet y'all gonna say, oh, it was an accident. Because every time somebody do something to somebody on the Indiana Fever, y'all say it's an accident. I know.
But here's the best part. Caitlin didn't let all the fouling get to her. Not at all. Instead, she did something even better. She led the Indiana Fever to a big win over the Atlanta Dream. The Fever beat them 99-82, and Clark was the one running the show. Even though her shots weren't falling, she only hit 1 out of 7 from 3. She controlled the pace, handed out 9 assists, and showed she's more than just a scorer. I know the shot is right there and it's going to fall, Clark said after the game, but honestly, I think this is one of the best games where I just managed the pace and played the way we needed to. I felt like a really good floor general tonight, and I'm more proud of that than hitting shots. And that's exactly what this team needed.
See how easy it is when you just let Caitlin play ball and others follow suit instead of trying to put a square peg in a round hole? This was a tale of 2 halves. A tale of 2 halves. A half where the Indiana Fever let Jordan Canada have wide open shots, and a half where they decided to play defense and shut Jordan Canada down and not let Ryan Howard get off.
The Fever scored 59 points in the second half, their most points in any half this season, and tied for their highest in the last 7 years. They finished with 99 points total, their second best game of the year. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. While other players were trying to rough Caitlin Clark up, she was busy making them look bad on the scoreboard. No fouls or rough plays could stop her. And that's a good thing, because players will probably keep trying to target her. They don't have her skill, so they use cheap shots and dirty plays. But Clark just keeps looking amazing, scoring threes and winning games for the Fever. The best part? Every time they try to break her down, she comes back stronger. Every hard foul, every cheap shot, and every missed call just fires her up more. She's faced everything from body checks to eye pokes, and she's still standing. Still passing perfectly, still hitting long-range shots, and proving she's not just the face of the league, she's its heart and soul.
She might not get as many open threes as she usually does. She might not get the opportunity to shoot logo threes unless it's in transition, and that's all okay. That's the growth and the physicality of the WNBA. But her drawing attention to herself, either by on-ball or off-ball, is allowing her teammates to get in good scoring positions and for them to cook, and for that, Aerie driving in and dishing to Tasha Howard. Like, there's so many good things going on. around Caitlin Clark that even when she's in the corner, they're still able to be successful.
Despite all the rough treatment and targeting, Caitlin Clark still had one of the best rookie seasons in WNBA history. She set the single-season assist record with 337 assists and broke the rookie scoring record with 769 points. She was the first rookie ever to record a triple-double. She's literally rewriting the record books while getting hit hard every night. Clark also set the single-game assist record with 19 and broke the rookie record for made three-pointers with 122. She's doing things no one has done before in women's professional basketball. But her impact isn't just about the tough plays she faces. Clark is the driving force behind the Caitlin Clark effect, a huge boost in WNBA popularity and viewership. Games with Clark are breaking attendance and TV records everywhere.
How much the WNBA hates Caitlin Clark. Like I saw today that they picked Angel Reese to be like the cover athlete for 2K, and I just think it's funny how no one really ever cared about the WNBA. They barely made any money. They actually lost money as a league. They were pretty irrelevant. They had no good TV deals. They had terrible ratings, and all of a sudden they have this godsend, Caitlin Clark. And since she's gotten into the WNBA, the league has gained so much popularity. People actually care about it now. People are going to the games now. Their TV ratings, the money all the players are making, everything's way up, and they just fucking despise her. And yeah, you could argue it's because how talented she is. Like, we've never seen a girls basketball player as talented as she is, but I think it's something.
The Indiana Fever set a franchise record for attendance this season, and their final regular season game broke the league's attendance record with 20,711 fans. Clark's presence is so powerful that every game feels like a home game for her, even when she's on the road. At one game in Atlanta, half the crowd was cheering for the Fever because of Clark. She's averaging 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game in her rookie season. Those are all-star numbers, and she's doing it while facing more physical abuse than any other player in the league. The fact that she keeps performing at such a high level despite being targeted shows just how mentally tough she is.
The 9th best guard in the league. Picked up well before half court. And then was just grabbed and suffocated all night. All night. This is the defense. 9th best guard in the league.
What's really shocking is how the referees keep missing obvious fouls against Clark. Marina Mabry pushed Clark to the ground after a dead ball and didn't even get ejected. That kind of dirty play should lead to an immediate ejection, but instead, it was only a technical foul. The referees have been criticized for letting Clark down, with many saying they treat her differently than other star players in the league. It's gotten so bad that even media figures are calling out the WNBA for not protecting their biggest star. Clark herself has stayed calm through it all when asked about the rough play. She said, "This is a very physical game, and you're going to get pressure. This is professional basketball. It is what it is." That's the attitude of someone who knows she's being targeted but won't let it stop her from playing her best.
I watched this player get eye gouged. After getting eye gouged, the same person that eye gouged her walked up on her. And at the same time, simultaneously, there was another girl who approached her from the side and knocked her down to the point where she was on the ground. My question to you is, how are you going to fix this? Because I don't understand if this is a referee issue because they can't call out double dribbles and traveling and things like that. I don't know if they just can't see this stuff, so they're not going to do anything about it, or if they're in on it as well.